Using scales can be a really great way to start mapping out the note choices you have available to you over jazz standards so that you can start taking great solos. So in today's video, I'm going to be going over a scale map over the jazz standard Stella by Starlight, and then I'm going to show you an exercise for how to start making that all musical. That's coming right up. What's up, Brent here from LearnJazzStandards.com, which is a blog, a podcast, and videos all geared towards helping you become a better jazz musician. Make sure you subscribe at the button below, hit that bell notification button if you haven't done so already to make sure you're locked into everything going on here. Like I said, scales can be a helpful way to find note choices over jazz standards, so it can give you a starting point to start working out some note choices in your solos. Now, in the wrong hands, scales are used as a crutch and are used in unmusical ways. So first, I'm going to show you a scale map over the jazz standard Stella by Starlight, which is a particularly difficult standard, and so having a scale map can be very helpful. And then we're going to do an exercise for making this more musical. So check out this scale map. So as you can see, I chose a series of scales over top of Stella by Starlight that are really representative of the chords that they're played over top of. I've chosen more of the basic scales, such as Locrian over top of the minor 7 flat 5 chords, altered over the dominant 7th chords, Dorian for the minor 7th chords, Mixolydian for other dominant 7th chords, and so on and so forth, and a few other choices as well. The most important thing I want you to know, though, is to make sure that you understand that scales are really just filling in the blanks between the chord tones. So I like to think of scales as pitch collections, meaning they are just a collection of notes that you can use, but played in a linear fashion are not going to be musical. Now, here's a really great exercise for taking this information. Once you've mapped out a jazz standard like this, then you can go ahead and actually create some music with it. But to really make sure that you're not just playing scales, a great way to start is simply limit yourself to only playing 4 notes per bar or 4 notes per chord. And by doing this, you're really going to be limiting your melodic choices to notes that really make a difference. Naturally, you'll probably target chord tones and other notes that really highlight some color. So take a listen to my solo that I've used only with quarter notes over Stella by Starlight using notes from the scale map. So as you could hear in my solo, I chose specific notes that I thought made a musical statement and used only the notes that I had already mapped out with the scale map. Now I want to challenge you to try this yourself. Try this on any jazz standard that you're familiar with. Apply some basic scales. They don't even have to be complicated. And then go ahead and create a quarter note solo over top of the whole thing using that scale map. And here's another question I want you to answer in the comments today, and just fill up the comments with your answer here, is how do you make scales musical? Like what ways, when you're practicing scales or applying scales to jazz standards, how do you make it musical so that it doesn't sound like you're just playing scales? Feel free to answer that below. By the way, this comes from my ebook and companion course, the Jazz Standards Playbook. Many more lessons like that packed in there. So go to the jazzstandardsplaybook.com if you'd like to check out more of that. All right, that's all for today's video. Make sure that you smash that like button so that more people can find this. Make sure you share this video with someone who you think needs it, and make sure you subscribe to the channel. Check out another video here or here if you want to keep going and learn some more about jazz improvisation and other tips. And I'll see you in the next video.